Boy, oh boy. I bet you old Mitch Friedman can't wait to get on the Jay Thomas Show. Who's Mitch Friedman? Mitch, welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine. How are you?
You're good. Good. I have, who did I say yesterday was one of my favorite guests yesterday? The people with the widest tongues in the world were on here yesterday. Guinness Book of Records, Syracuse, New York. They had big, wide tongues.
Wide as in wide, not white.
Wide, W-I-D-E. Yes.
Oh, okay.
What do you
So I'm honored.
What do you think? I was making a racist comment? Got to cut it out.
It's the white guy thing you were talking about before.
That's right. Very funny. Well, Mitch Friedman did something. You have written a book, HELL TOUPEE, Your Ridiculous Year Wearing a Hair Replacement. I saw the cover and just laughed my ass off. It's the silliest. It's just a silly thing. And then, you guys write a full book and a company gives you money and it's funny to me, the whole process. And you really did do it. And I see your face, you're bald and you have glasses and you have
yeah.
Yeah, you look at Mitch Friedman. You look like Mitch Friedman.
Yeah.
And when did you was it a toupee though that looked good? I saw a shitty one last night at a Carl's Jr. It was sad. It was it must have been a poor person in a toupee. It was like somebody else's, Was yours a good one?
Well, it was 20 years ago. It was 1993. They didn't really have too many viable options for being realistic back then. Let's just put it that way. So
I mean, the pain has been with you so long that this is you're actually remembering it from a. I mean, we're going to laugh about it, but you're remembering it as a time you really meant to have hair, or you were doing it as a goof.
No, it definitely wasn't as a goof. It turned out to be a goof. But not on purpose.
Okay.
No, I grew up. I had a ton of curly hair, the Jew-fro, if you will, and then my father was bald. Both grandfathers were bald, and uncle was bald. So I had no chance of having hair when I got older. I knew it was inevitable that I would lose my hair.
Do you have a good physique? A lot of guys who are bald, you have arms and legs. You're like, are you well built?
No, I wouldn't say that. But I mean, I didn't lose all of it. I just started to lose enough of it where I just started to get very self-conscious. And I was around 30 years old, and I was in a improv sketch comedy kind of performing group in New York City. So I was going to be on stage. So that, with a spotlight on me. So that's,
Well, you're kind of Larry David looking. You could have, because, Larry, that was a good look in 93. Larry was starting to, really doing his thing there and all. I mean, did you think for comedy,
I wasn't that bald back then.
Okay. All right.
In fact, it was probably completely unnecessary for me to get this toupee thing.
Because balding is kind of funny, or it's not funny. It's welcoming. Johnny Handsome gets up there. You kind of don't want to laugh at him because he's lucked out. Now, when you put this toupee on, did they stick it? Did they use the stickum on there?
Well, this is what happened. I went to there's this one company which I'll remain nameless because anybody can figure out what it is. That had.
Hair Club for Men. Hair Club for Men. Hair Club for Men.
No, I'm not gonna verify that. But they
had
Hold it a minute.
Wait a minute. I got it. The one everyone's thinking of. Hair Club for Men.
Well, that's your guess. I'm legally obligated to not answer the question.
Do they really take themselves seriously? Those, not that one, but all these treatments. They
maybe.
Okay.
I don't really want to find out.
Okay. I thought that wasn't a toupee. I thought they weaved hair at certain.
Well, that's the thing. At the time, it was very vague as to what it actually was. I went there to, get a consultation, and there were two they brought me into this room with these two older guys who had suspiciously impressive amounts of hair, and then they showed me like a clip art aerial view of all the various different balding scenarios. And
I'm sorry.
showed me mine, you know.
It's just.
And then they explained to me that they were going to measure me for something that was. They said they'd take hair and strand by strand incorporate it into my own hair, and so it sounded like it was a kind of a hair weave kind of thing. You know, still was kind of vague as to what it was. They measured me for it by. I knew this should have been the tip-off that something was not going to go well. They measured me for it by stretching a piece of plastic wrap across my head and drawing on it with a Sharpie.
Wow.
That's how they measured me for it.
Well, you know, how else would you want? I mean, you wanted a more scientific-looking head measuring device?
Well, I didn't know what I wanted, but for $1,500, I was expecting a little bit more, something a little bit more professional than plastic.
And you know, that's when money was. That's when money was money. $1,500 in '93. So, Hell Toupee, my ridiculous year wearing a hair replacement. Do you think, Mitch, that and I'm gonna have you keep telling us the story, but do you think that it's a lot different today? You know, 20 years later, do you really think the experience is a lot different?
I think so. Just because there are other options besides just the one that I went through.
Hair plugs.
Yeah, well, there are hair plugs. Transplants, and they're just better they just have better methods that are more convincing now.
Well, hair plugs did not work for Nicolas Cage.
No, those are never convincing, but
yeah. They look like new sod, not sod. They look like new grass when you don't have enough money for sod, so you just put one in there. So now you go in, they measure your head. It's 20 years ago. You're trying to have a career. You're very interested in women. You want to attract women, I would imagine, and you want to be handsome, and you don't think you're handsome, and you're going bald. And so, what was the next appointment like?
Well, I signed over $1,500 from my credit card, and they said in a month you're going to come back. We're going to make you these two of these identical, what they call hair systems, which that's the second clue that something was a little off. But I'd come back in a month, and then they put it on me. But they suggested that when I come back, I bring along somebody with me, and I wasn't sure if that was for moral support or to prevent like a suicide. If I didn't like it. But the idea
you
was
mean
that,
like a service animal type person, like someone to calm you down, a service person.
Right, or just somebody to give me an opinion or to lie to me that I look good,
Mm-hmm.
But the deal was that when they put it on, if I didn't like it, I could tell them to take it off right then and there, and they'd give me half my money back, and that would be it. Half the money back. But it's a lot, but So I thought I had that option, and I was very skeptical that it was going to look good. So I went there today to have it put on. I still wasn't sure what it actually was. And they brought out this tray with this kind of looked like a wet muskrat sitting on top of a doily, basically what it looked like. It was,
are these the pictures? Are those the real pictures of the two?
Yeah, that's it.
Christina, have you seen the pictures of the...
Yeah, I'm the one that provided you with the pictures.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
It looks bad laying on the ground, I will admit. but
it's horrible.
Or on a board or whatever. It almost looks like there's a type of cancer called hairy cell leukemia. I've actually seen pictures of it.
Okay.
And the tumor has hairy follicles around it.
That's what it looks like.
It does. It looks like this picture of I forget the whatever it is, the medical name. It looks like hairy cell leukemia, but now it's supposed to go on your head nicely. Did they weave it into your head?
Well, no.
Oh.
That's what I was still unclear what they were going to do. So I said, well.
And by the way, there are photos of you in the book with the.
Not actually in the book. There aren't photos in the book, but there are photos on the website.
On the website of you
Yeah.
and what you look like with it and everything
Yeah.
else. So you get it, and now you don't scream. And what does your friend say?
Well, no. Well, so this is what happened. I still didn't know how they were going to put it on. And I thought, well, okay, I still have the option of telling them to take it off if I don't like it, and I have a feeling I'm not going to like it. So the first thing they did is take a razor and shave like a U-shaped mote of my hair off the top of my head.
Sorry.
So I was thinking, well, what? Now I can't get rid of it, even if I don't. And then they glued it onto my head.
Oh, God.
They literally glued it to my head.
So what happens if you're itchy?
Oh, yeah.
What do you
What
just
happens to my what?
slap? If you're itchy, do you
If
just
you're
slap
itchy.
it like a weave?
It was horrible in every possible way. It was uncomfortable. It was itchy.
Can you feel
too
beads
hot.
of sweat dripping off of your head and just
I could feel
absorbing?
beads of sweat. No, I could feel beads of sweat underneath it that I
Yeah.
had no way of getting to.
But it was just absorbing into the piece, right? Ooh.
Now,
Yeah,
Mitch,
and
I'm gonna guess that it was such a traumatic experience that you weren't at that point comfortable enough on stage to make it part of your act.
no, I was definitely not going to make it part of an act.
God damn, it would have been. Well, you'd have been rich today. You'd have been very rich today. You'd have been one of the biggest stars, and it's too bad, isn't it?
Well,
And same
well,
thing for me. We just didn't know when to tell the truth. We just waited too late. That's all.
right.
Waited too late. Yeah.
Well, what did happen was I was on. So it was a complete disaster
Right.
in every possible way, and I had to go back every month because it got loose. Because the hair, my actual hair that I still had underneath it, would grow, and it would make
no.
the thing loose.
Oh,
So I'd
no.
have to go back every month. They'd take it off, shampoo it, and glue it back down again for like $50 more.
They would charge you every time?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Fuck.
And almost every time I went back, they'd screw up in some other. They lost it. They lost it twice.
Oh boy.
One time they gave me somebody else's by accident.
What did that look like?
It actually looked much better.
You're like, can I keep this?
Yeah, I said, "Can I
Man.
keep this?" They go, "Oh, no, you can't. Somebody else's."
I mean, it's
I beg, please.
It
No.
really is. All the stories are really funny, and
It was ridiculous, literally.
yeah, and
To,
HELL TOUPEE, my ridiculous year wearing hair replacement. The picture on the cover is really stupid too, with the
Yeah.
bird sitting on top of the head. I mean, it's really funny, and good luck. And if it's not a movie, it's like a mockumentary for sure. I'm telling you. Wow.
Yeah, a bunch of people have said it would make a good movie, and
Or like a
what
couple of
actor would
minutes
want-
here and there on the internet, like a
I would-
series. Just
You know what I
different
No, but you know what?
instances of you getting it replaced.
Do you remember years and years ago? I mean, this is a million years ago. This guy would shoot these little shorts. There would be like 3 or 4 or 5 minutes long. This is even before we were even watching stuff. And it was back when our parents, they had these shorts, and the guy would go, "Well, it's time for Bill to learn how to eat soup." Remember those things? from a
Right,
long
the
time?
little instructional.
Yeah, but it was comedic. It was comedic.
Right. Okay.
Some really inventive director would take this, and you would just do, I'm telling you, it would be hysterically funny, and it would be the truth, all of it. To go into
Yeah, I wrote the book just because, just to hopefully that it was entertaining, but really as sort of a cautionary tale for anybody
yeah.
kind of considering it. Just my advice is do all the research you can, but then don't do it. Just stick with what you've got and what you'll eventually end up not having.
The grass is not greener, you're saying,
No,
on
Right.
somebody
Right.
else's head.
especially if it's growing on your head. Yeah, not greener.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mitch, I appreciate Mitch Friedman, and the book is HELL TOUPEE, My Ridiculous Year Wearing Hair Replacement. Who are you? Are you writing for people now? It says here you've worked with Stern, but it looks like film editing and.
No, I don't.
columnist.
I did do some. I'm a TV, video, film editor. So I worked on those shows, but no writing for anybody.
All right. Well, good luck with the book and
Thank you.
and the movie. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Okay, thanks.